Today I'll be teaching you guys how to do a number 2 on top with a 1 on the side. First of all, you want to put on the neck strip. Remember to put one half under the cake and then the other half just fold it like this to keep hair from getting to the client's clothes. So let me go over my clippers real quick first. I use the Andes Masters, which I set up to cut really close. See it right there? Normally from the store they come like this. I open them and fix them to cut like this, really close together. In one of my videos I show how to do this. I use a pair of wall seniors, same way they come from the store. I don't mess with the blades, I only open them up to clean them. And then 2 pairs of Andes T-outliners, one set up like the edges to cut really close, and the other one the same way it comes from the store. First of all, you want to clean the clippers. Disinfect the clippers in front of the client so he knows that you're using clean clippers. This is the number 2 with the Andes Masters. It's called the number 0 on the Speedo guide. On the guard it says number 0, but we at the barbershop we call it a number 2, a low 2. The reason we call it a low 2 is because it cuts just a little bit lower than the wall seniors. Now keep in mind, if you're gonna set up your clippers the way I do, which I strongly recommend, when you put on a guard, you don't want it to be all the way down because it's gonna go like this. When it goes like this, that means it's eating up the guard. So you want to pull it back just a little bit past the first line. Okay? When you're cutting the top, you want to make sure you pass it a few times. Let's do the number 1 with the Andes Masters on the sides. By the way, on the guards, on the Speedo guards, it's gonna say 00. When you take it up to the level that you want, remember to fade it out, alright? You wanna cut like this in a circular movement to fade out the line, alright? When you get to the top, you fade it out. That's how you blend it, alright? That's how you get rid of the line. After you do that, you bring it down to the 3rd line. See that? Just fade up some more. Fade it out. Like I said, in a circular movement. Now you go all the way back. Since my clippers are set up to cut closer, they don't go all the way to the last line. They're just gonna go to the 4th line, alright? They're gonna stop right there. It looks pretty good like this, but to fade it out even better, we're gonna use the 1.5 with the wall seniors. I'm just gonna run it through really quick. Remember, we're gonna use the same steps that we did on the left side. We're gonna do them on the right side. This is the number 1 on the Andes Masters. On the Speedo guides, there it says number 00. Remember, once you take it up to the height that you want it, remember to fade it out in a circular movement to get rid of the line. I'll bring it down to the 3rd line. Now pull it back to the last line. Remember to cut in a circular movement. Now we're gonna use the 1.5 on the wall seniors. Remember, this is high, this is low. This is the 1.5. This comb is very good to do shape ups. See how it's wider here and then it gets smaller? When you're doing the shape up, it combs the hair perfectly, better than a brush. For this client, I know he likes his sideburns to be thin, to come to a point, and up to here. But you always want to ask your clients, how do you want your sideburns? Do you want them square? Do you want them right here? Do you want them long? Always ask the client, okay?
Some clients, especially teenagers, they like to keep their sideburns even when you can just barely see them. So don't be so quick to cut them off.
Also, when doing the sideburns, you want to use the ear as your guide, okay? First of all, you want to ask the client to make sure how long he wants his sideburns. Even though his sideburns are kind of light, on some clients you can really see them. So you want to ask the client, hey, how long do you want them? Do you want it here? Do you want it up here? So that way you determine exactly how long the client wants his sideburns. These are the T-outliners that I didn't mess with the blades. These are the ones I kept the same way they came from the store. Now we're gonna do his mustache. By the way, guys, you always want to ask the customer if he wants to get his mustache done. Alright? And you want to do the mustache as a courtesy. When it's just the mustache, I don't charge the clients extra for that. By the way, this is how you hold the blade. Okay, the thumb here, the pinky here, 3 fingers here, like this. Alright? So you want to use the blade and a comb. You don't want to use a brush because the brushes, we only clean them once a day, you know. The comb, it stays fresh in the barber side. So it's more sanitary that way. When doing the mustache, you want to use the end of the lips as your guide. So you want to stretch the skin out with the hand that you're holding the comb with. Keep in mind, when you're shaving, you want to keep the blade at an angle about a 45-degree angle or less, so you can cut the client. If you try to cut like this, you're gonna cut the client. And you can go fast when you're using the blade. You just don't want to put too much pressure and then end up cutting the client. So we're gonna do the middle first. Notice how when I was doing the shape up, I had the client leaning back and resting his head on the neck rest, alright? So if you're using a barber chair that has a neck rest, please use it. Don't have the client going like this when you have a neck rest. Don't have them going like this, holding up their own neck. Because after a minute or two, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna make the client uncomfortable. And that's not good. You want the clients to always be comfortable. That way they'll keep coming back to you. For more videos, come check us out at FadeMasterVideos.com. And remember, practice makes perfect. Take care.